So this is Quincy. We are here at Little Guild of St. Francis. He just came in. You can see he's pretty excited to be out of his crate right now. And we're gonna go outside into our play yard and play a little bit.
Quincy?
Quincy is a 11-year-old Pomeranian Chihuahua mix. He's an owner surrender. He has been with his family for about 11 years now. And he loves being outside. Come here, buddy. We go right into our big yard where he loves to play.
And Quincy just arrived today?
Yes,
Wow.
Quincy just arrived today. And unfortunately, this happens a lot with both cats and dogs. We get tons of calls daily, weekly. It's a non-stop thing where people, whether it may be they're moving, they just don't have the time for the dog, cat even. And a lot of times when they come into a shelter, you know, a lot of people think, oh, they'll get used to it. But it actually takes, they say it takes 3 days for a dog to stop looking for its owner. And that's pretty tough for a dog. So he's gonna kind of do his thing. He's so new that he doesn't know these smells yet. He doesn't know the smells of a shelter. He doesn't know this kind of like the noises it is. So he's gonna go around, do his little doggy thing, probably pee on everything because he is a male. But so far he's adjusted pretty well. Better than a lot of new dogs that do come in. But he's a very sweet boy. Especially for 11 years old, usually it'd be a little more traumatic for them, but he's handling it pretty well. So a lot of people don't realize how common it is for these dogs to come into a shelter and need to be surrendered. And a lot of times we can't take them because we just have no space to put them. And a dog like him, his eyes are a little cloudy. We can tell his hearing isn't real great either. And that comes with old age. But a lot of times, things like that make it a little bit harder for a dog like him to be adopted.
Gail Chapman's asking where you're located?
We are located in West Cornwall, Connecticut. It is actually right near the covered bridge in Cornwall, which is a pretty popular landmark. So he's smelling right there where all the dogs try to dig into our other yard. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and bring another dog out. Good boy.
Can I take one look at his face?
Hey, boy. Yeah, he's a sweet, sweet boy, and he is ready for adoption.
He's got a little snaggle.
He does have a little bit of
cute.
snaggle tooth. He is ready to go. He's probably hungry for his dinner at this time. Alrighty, so let's bring our next dog out.
You want her off leash or on?
Tigger.
All right, finally.
Hi, baby. This is our beautiful girl, Tigger.
Hi, Tigger.
Tigger is looking for a pretty active home. Tigger is probably a hound mix. She might have a little bit of lab in there. Tigger.
Tigger's so excited.
Yes, and a lot of times that's very common. Good girl. For the dogs, they're in their kennels so much. Once they get out of their kennels, they're so excited that people are like, whoa, that energy. You know what? They've been in kennels for hours at a time. They do get walks, they get to play with other dogs, but at the same time, they don't get what they would get in a home. Tigger. So I am going to do something that Tigger absolutely loves. And Tigger is a 3-year-old female. She is spayed. She's ready for adoption. She does not like other dogs too much or kitties, so she does have to be an only pet. Of course, it's always the smells that they get caught up on out here. Tigger.
Oh.
What's that? She doesn't seem like she's in a playing mood right now. Tigger's wonderful with people. We've worked a lot on her training, so that's a big part of her. And for a dog with energy like this, the training is huge. It not only stimulates their brain, but it makes them super tired as well. Sit. 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 What are you doing? She's being a little stubborn. Sit. Good. There you go. Tigger actually rides on the side of a bicycle with our coworker, and she can keep up. She rides right on the road. Good girl. So if you're looking for an active dog, she is definitely it. And she's so unique looking. A lot of people see her and they just love the way she looks. Oh yes, and obviously she's a love bug, aren't you? Yeah, yeah. So she's been with us probably for, I want to say about 2 months now, simply just because we're trying to see her not go with children, just because she is a little bit hyper. And so, you know, we get a lot of families in. You ready to go? So we're going to go ahead and bring our next dog out and say goodbye to Tigger. Ready? All right. Hi. This is our girl Nellie.
Hi, Nellie.
And if there's one thing I can tell you about Nellie, she is a love bug. Yeah. You say hi? Nellie is not huge on playing with toys, things like that. Her biggest thing is getting loved. We've done a lot of training with her. She's not a big fan of other dogs or kitties, but what she makes up for it is the love she has for people. And she's mellow. She's only about 3, which is kind of surprising that she's so mellow, but it kind of works out too. People, you know, a lot of our volunteers and things like that, they want a nice slow dog they can walks real nice. We give them our Nellie girl. She came from a shelter in Tennessee. She came to us. She had a lot of bite wounds on her head and things like that. So that probably is why she's not a big fan of other dogs. She was very skinny when she came to us, and now she's at a great weight. She loves meeting new people. As you can see, unlike Tigger, all she wants is the attention on her. And she is up for adoption. She's ready to go to her home. You can see she's doing a little lip lick there because she's loving her butt rubbed. Yeah. What's that? A cookie? So we do a lot of training here with our dogs, which some shelters don't do, but we think it's great for them because, like I said before, it stimulates their brain, and that's what they really need in a shelter environment because they don't get what they need.
And you guys are located in Connecticut, but you allow not local adoptions as well,
yes,
right?
Absolutely. We allow out-of-state adoptions. We've done quite a few. You know, we love to get people from all over to come in and see our dogs and meet our dogs and our kitties, but these guys are what we're really talking about today. Give me a sit. She likes food, but she's not totally food motivated. Ready? She's a little bit of a slowpoke, but that's kind of nice for a pace sometimes. All right. Good girl. So next up, I believe we have our baby girl, Abby. Hi. Hello. Yes. So you can learn a lot about Abby on our website as well as our Facebook page. We do have a GoFundMe page for her because you can see she's very skinny. She came from Tennessee. She came to us, 5 puppies she had. She went into a foster home and quickly became sick. She wasn't eating, very lethargic. So she did have to be taken away from her puppies early, which can be pretty detrimental to them, which she's been being a champ about it. And she's super, super sweet. She's only about a year old, but what happened was she came down with Addison's disease. And so that can be very detrimental to them if it's not treated right away. It can be life-threatening. She's gonna have it her whole life, so she can't go into a home with other cats because she just isn't a fan of the cats. We are looking into getting her into a foster home soon, so she's not in this stressful kennel environment. And she's such a sweet girl. She loves people. You know, once she gets in a little bit of a healthier weight, healthier lifestyle, she can go with other dogs. But at this time, we're looking for a home that she can just be the #1 in and get everything that she needs. Because for a dog with Addison's disease, it's just not great that she's in a shelter. But she's such a sweetheart. And her spirits are lifted since she's been sick. This is the best she's ever been. Say hi. Say hi. She's very attentive to everything. I mean, she's just a gorgeous, gorgeous yellow lab mix, and anybody would be absolutely lucky to have her.
And Sloan Matthews is asking where these dogs all are.
They are located in West Cornwall, Connecticut, and they are at our shelter, Little Guild of St. Francis. We have a nice large kennel where they have an inside run. They have a doggy door that they can go outside. We have 2 huge, large play yards that they can play with other dogs with. And this is Gracie girl. Gracie is an elk-hound mix. She's a little bit older, and so we're gonna have a little fun with her today. She has a best friend here. His name is Barkley. Barkley has been adopted, but they are like best buds. And so we're gonna be bringing him out in just a second, and you'll get to see them romp around a little bit. Gracie is not a fan of cats, and she's not a fan of female dogs. She's a little bit of an alpha female when it comes to the females. She's a little bit older, but don't let that fool you, because she definitely can keep up with anybody. Barkley is only about a year old, and she definitely keeps up with him. And sometimes he can be a little rough with some of the dogs, but she really knows how to reel him in, and she's kind of got that attitude towards her where it's just her, and she lets him know what's good, what's not good, and they play amazingly together. So I'm hoping he's going to be out here in just a second. You'll be able to see them kind of hang out and romp around a little bit. Gracie is a staff favorite as well as a volunteer favorite. She has been with us for a couple months now, and we're not really sure why. A lot of times the pets that have to be no cats or a specific type of dog don't get adopted as quickly.
Let him go.
Yeah. This is Barkley, and so you'll see them get to romp around a little bit. So Barkley is adopted, which is great. He's got a great home, and we're hoping we can find Gracie that great home as well. We always say in a shelter, nothing gets a dog's energy out better than 2 dogs, 3 dogs, a group of dogs playing together. We do tons of socials here. We love to keep the dogs socialized together, and it helps tremendously with their energy level, especially for high energy dogs such as Barkley, Tigger, things like that. So we do have some puppies here as well. As you can see, they're not very fond of stopping playing together. I know. Come in. I know. Let's go. I know. Barkley never likes to go back inside, which is pretty common. Go, baby. Come on. I know, Barkle. Come on.
So excited.
He never likes to go back in. There you go. Who do you got there?
Blue and Moss and Cheddar.
Okay. You bring them on out? Yeah. So we don't have puppies right this second. We have a couple of our Shire dogs.
Oh.
Yep. So the first two coming out, this is Mozzarella here with the tri-colored, and then Cheddar is the light-colored one with the spots. And then we have Lou over here. All of these guys are up for adoption. They are all good with other dogs. We would actually prefer them to go into a home with other dogs. These two, Mozzarella and Cheddar, are actually brother and sister. They came from a pretty sad story. We got them from Tennessee, West Virginia. Before they were at a shelter there, they were in a gentleman's backyard, I would assume a backyard breeder, and they just weren't getting the socialization they should have been. So they are skittish of people. They need a patient home. They need a dog in the home who's going to kind of be the leader, who loves other people, who loves doing things with them. You know, simple stuff to create that large bond. Cheddar, the lighter colored one, does have severe hip dysplasia. He gets physical therapy every day, and he also gets aquatic therapy. So he runs on a treadmill. And Lou, he came from West Virginia as well. He's just been very shy. He's really connected with one of our workers, Wendy. That's her boy, and he just needs someone who's going to be patient and take the time with him. So they love the other dogs, and so that's where they're trying to get right now. Lou is a little trickier to get inside. He kind of likes to hang out here. But what we can do is we can go ahead into the other courtyard and we'll get some puppies out so you get to see them romp around and play. We have a lot of courtyards, a lot of room for these dogs to run around and play with each other and just get out and get as much socialization with people and other dogs as they need. You want to bring Ducky and the two little guys out? They're butters. They're open. It's fine. No. The two little guys and butters. So this is Butters. I actually took Butters home for a weekend just to foster. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for myself. And then we have these two little guys. We have Victor, who has already been adopted. He's the tan one here. And then we do have Eric, who is still up for adoption. Butters is about 5 months old, and these guys are just about 3 months old. We love to keep puppies socialized because it's huge at this age. Their brains are like sponges. And to get them together, not only with their litter, but with other puppies, their age, older than them, is a huge, huge thing. We start training with them at this age, at this young. That way they know some commands. It's easier when they get home. Butters is pretty much already house trained. He knows he has to wait to go outside. Sometimes he has little accidents, but nothing that can be curbed quickly. Butters has been out with other large dogs. He loves them. He's been great with them. And these two guys are just absolutely adorable. So this is Eric. He's the one still left out of his litter, ready for adoption. Yes, yes. And I don't even know how he is still left. We because he's so cute.
Is Quincy nearby? A lot of people are asking to see Quincy again.
Quincy, we can get him back out here. We just got to get these puppies back in. We do dog tests. All right. Let me see if we can get Lou in. Wendy.
Hello. There's a puppy jumping on me. Two.
I heard everyone wants to see Quincy again.
So a lot of requests to see Quincy.
So I'm going to round these guys up as much as they're having fun and go ahead and bring Quincy back out here. You know what? He just came in, so I'd love to see him get a home really quick. The play is real. Professional puppy rounders around here. Like I said, he did just come in today. We don't know a whole lot about him. He, is an older guy. He does have a lot of pep in him, though, for being an older gentleman. But he's totally sweet as far as we can see. He seems to be great with cats. We haven't tried him with other dogs yet, but I think he's going to be just fine. Surprisingly, we see a lot of people that want to surrender their senior dogs, which is really hard for us to see because they live their home their whole entire life, and then the world gets turned upside down when they come into a shelter.
What was Quincy like when he first got here?
When Quincy first got here, and his owner first left, he probably and he still does it, for the first few hours, he was constantly looking around. He wouldn't settle. He was whining. He was crying. And we do our best to really comfort them and, try to relieve some of that stress. But sometimes what they need is just a decompression time. And what that is just hanging out in a crate in their own space, not being bothered by a whole ton of people. And they really need that time. It's same as if when they were going into a new home. New smells, new sights, new people, all of that. And just like he's doing now, he has to check everything out. He's got to make sure he knows where he is. He's got to figure everything out before he actually settles in. And like I said, he's adjusting extremely well. We see some dogs come in here and they just shut right down. They don't eat for days sometimes. We try to give them all sorts of different foods. and they don't play, they don't do certain things until usually 2 to 3 days. And they say that's usually the normal amount of time that they can, you know, decompress, find their spot, and really be comfortable and learn that they're in a place where, you know, they can trust not only the staff, but everybody that they meet.
For people who are asking if they can adopt or help Quincy, where can they go?
They can go to our website, littleguild.org. We have a spot where you can donate. We also have adoption applications right on our website, and that gets forwarded right to our email, so we get it right away. So that's pretty much where you can see all of our dogs up for adoption. Quincy obviously is not up for adoption just yet because he's so new for us. We still have to get him seen by the vet, get him health checked. He is up to date on all his vaccines. He's neutered. So his health check is just a simple exam. And he does seem pretty healthy to us. He's, you know, in great shape. He's got a couple little moles on him and things like that, so we got to get those checked out. But as far as we can tell, he's in great shape. He's a lovely dog. I think he would do fine with any home.
Well, I hope you get adopted soon, Quincy.
What do you think? He is definitely a lap dog.